welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. My name is Jen. This is Jen's Happy Home. We have a very fun and exciting series of videos coming up, and I cannot wait to share with you guys. I am doing vintage inspired family meals. I have completely immersed myself in the world of 1950s housewives because I have interviewed the grandparents. I have gone through old cookbooks from the 1950s. I have watched a bunch of old 1950s TV shows and movies. I have been reading 1950s books such as Nancy Drew, and she references a lot of the meals that they eat in her books. So I feel like I have a really good idea as to not only what people ate for dinner in the 1950s, I also know what they had for dessert after dinner because that was a thing. How amazing. I would love to have dessert every single night after dinner. And I have learned a lot about makeup and fashion and lifestyle and just the way that housewives lived in the 1950s. I am in 1950s makeup, although it's very, very similar to the makeup that I normally wear. Some of the closest clothing that I have to 1950s fashion, I'm going to try to wear as well. I have an apron, which is something I don't often do, and I know I should, but since women in the 1950s always dressed really nice, even in the daytime when they were doing housework, I figured I would need an apron to cover up my nice outfit so I don't ruin it. And check out these shoes. I'm even gonna wear the 1950s heels. So it's gonna be fun. I am making it so much fun for myself. It is ridiculous. And I am going to be making today a pot roast. This is Mom's 1950s pot roast. It is going to be cooked in a crock pot because you guys know I love my crock pot cooking if you're not new to my channel. And I was really happy to find out that the crock pot did exist in the 1950s. Thank goodness. So without further ado, let's get cooking. And the Betty Crocker's picture cookbook is actually 1950, and this has been so much fun to explore and find different recipes and just read about what they thought about making dinners and preparing meals and entertaining. And there's just so many wonderful things about this book, and I'm thoroughly enjoying all of the photographs as well. So I really found great inspiration from 1950. So now, while dinner's cooking, we're gonna go ahead and make a jello mold. I don't think I've ever done that before, but this is gonna be fun. Okay, so I have strawberry jello. I already have 2 cups that are boiling on the stove. And what I'm going to do is take this fruit cocktail and I'm going to drain it in a bowl. And I'm going to use the 2 cups of liquid from here, assuming that I'm going to have 2 cups, for the cold portion of the liquid that goes into making basic jello. And if it doesn't exactly make 2 cups, I'm just going to make up the balance with some cold water. Okay, so my hot water is already boiling. I have this spiffy rubber jello mold that I bought a long time ago, and I don't know that I've ever used it. let the jello sit for about an hour and a half to 2 hours before I add the fruit cocktail. So while I am waiting for the jello to harden, I am going to clean the house because that is what 50s housewives would do with most of their day. So if you guys are interested in seeing a day in the life of a 1950s housewife, you'll have to let me know in the comments below, because I've been watching some of those videos and they are so much fun to watch, which makes me think they would be a lot of fun to create as well. But I am actually going to clean today because it's something I need to do anyway. So while the pot roast is cooking and the jello mold is hardening, I am going to do some house cleaning. Okay, we are going to properly set a table. So I have my little guideline here because yes, I really don't know well enough how to properly set a table. In all my years, I need to reference a chart. So I took out all of the dishes and I actually did some research on this Fiesta ware, which is the dishes that I have both here at our lake house and at home. And this color, the orange color, I'll have to link it below what it's actually called, but the orange and this kind of like seafoam green color were popular back in the 50s. So how ironic that I just happened to have a set that would have been used back in the 1950s. And of course, we always put down a fresh tablecloth to protect the table. If this were my grandmother's house, this tablecloth would be ironed. But I am not going to take time to iron it because I just don't have that kind of time right now. But it's all good. It's gonna look really pretty in the end. Also going to use this very simple recipe on the Bisquick box to make some biscuits to go along with our pot roast dinner as well. How good does this look? And it smells amazing. I am so excited for this dinner. I definitely think I have enough left over for another night. What do you think, Madison?
Yes.
Yeah? We need the whipped cream. So Madison, how did you like our 50s inspired dinner tonight?
Well, the food, it was good.
Yeah?
And the jello was good, but some of the food is
So the jello was actually a hit, as you can see, but the kids would prefer if it didn't have any fruit in it, right?
I would like to use sliced strawberries.
Sliced strawberries would be nice next time. Okay guys, so not only was that ridiculously fun, it was quite the success. I really think that if I had the time in my life to pull off making 1950s style family meals where I kind of go all out and spend a good amount of time planning, preparing, cooking, making dessert. The love is going into it and you're enjoying it and you're not feeling rushed to get it done. Being that we're currently in quarantine, I feel like I have a lot more days that are like that, and I am going to start taking full advantage of that. So see this as a time where maybe you can spend more time doing things that you've never had an opportunity to do before because there are not as many activities and things going on. So I really am inspired by this. I hope that you guys are too. It's exciting and new and fun to do the research and learn lots of things. And I said earlier in the video that I interviewed the grandparents. I meant the grandparents of my kids, being my parents, my in-laws. So I just wanted to make that clear. I wish more than anything in the world I could interview my grandmas about this and see what life actually was like being a housewife back in the 1950s. I wish I had that conversation with them when I had the opportunity. But I do have their recipes and I do have some of their old cookbooks, so we're going to be doing that as well. And I hope that you guys enjoyed today's 1950s family meal, and I'll see you at the next meal.